What is up? What is up? It's your boy Chachi back again. Miami Football Talk Network here. Glad to be back. Missed you guys. Missed doing this. Missed being on here. And I missed talking about my Dolphins. Man, just to give you guys a little about what has happened with me. I started to work at a different job, working in the oil field. So wasn't I'm not home. I'm traveling a lot. I visit a lot of states, freezing states at that. I was in Wyoming, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, North Dakota. Oh, excuse me. Texas, um, Ohio, West Virginia. So I've been going all over the place with this new job. However, it pays really good. I enjoy it. But I kind of got like more of a steady schedule now. So I didn't know how it was going to be like in the beginning. And in the beginning, it was very hectic. They kept taking me over here, putting me there, the schedule changing. I work day shift and then I work night shift and this and that. So it was hard for me to be able to keep up with my YouTube without knowing what was going on or or what was going to happen. Um, so glad I'm here. Glad I'm back. Glad I was able to come out and be able to talk about this draft. I've been wanting to come out for a couple weeks now, but it was just that timing where there was nothing really going on. We were in that in between stage. Um, we were at everybody was talking about the same thing and going to the draft and the off season and all the things going on with Flo and the Dolphins and cheating and Brady and this and that. And if you guys want, we'll get into all of that and we'll see what's up with that. But for now, this video, because I don't think anybody has come out and talked too much about it. But we're going to be talking about the 2022 draft picks. What are they, or who are they, and what can they do for us? And our new regimen that we have with McDaniel and the players that we've picked up with Tyreek Hill. And let me tell you, we I'm kind of like on the bed about something here. So, but we're gonna get into that. That's gonna be the last person we're gonna talk about here. And go figure, he was the last person we picked up in the draft. Not gonna be talking about our free agents and who we picked up there or whatever. Um, I know we picked up some good guys, and I know we filled in a lot of spots and this and that or whatever. I think we're like 8 more guys to be at our 90 before camp starts. But either way, these are the important ones. So round three, pick number 102 that we got from San Francisco um, was Channing Tittle. Tyndall. Tyndall? Tittle? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Tyndall. But anyways, Channing Tittle, linebacker out of Georgia State. He played 4 years for them, 2018, 19, 20, and 21. When he first started with them in 2018, he was kind of slow coming in. As far as he played 9 games for them, but he wasn't so active, I would say, in his first year with them. Maybe because he was a freshman or whatever. Coming into 2019, he played less games, but he became a little more active and this and that. 2020, I guess he started coming into his own in 2020 because according to his stats, you can tell um, what he was and where he was and what he was doing. His stats are really low, 18, 19, and 20, so we're not even going to get into that. I'm just going to give you totals, throughout the whole year and throughout those years and 2021. So in 2021, he played 15 games. He had 35 solo tackles, 32 assisted tackles. He had 7.5 tackles for a loss and 5.5 sacks. He's a very, very good. If you guys go out and watch any of his highlights or anything like that, you're gonna see his side to side field speed is ridiculous. He knows how to read that offense, which is good, and that's what we need in that middle linebacker. I think he's going to be a good fit for us. He's a great tackler, um, and he's great blitzing also. The reason I say he's great blitzing is because he knows how to shed blocks. You know, when you run up to that offensive line, you got these 300-pound men putting hands on you. You got to know how to pick up grass or sweep, slide, whatever you got to do, spin to get away from them to be able to get to that quarterback. And let me tell you, he knows how to do it. I think that program over there in Georgia is very good for them because, or did very well for him, because he was awesome, 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 awesome. So I give that pick for Miami. I give it a 8.5 B plus. I'm sorry, A minus B plus for him. Uh, B plus because he doesn't have that great of stats yet, besides that 1 year, which was last year. Now that could be um, because he was a junior or sophomore and he wasn't that senior yet, so they weren't playing him enough, or he was in that constant rotation to where he wasn't the main guy. He was that third man out or second man. So his stats aren't phenomenal throughout the years. It was just 2021. So that's why I kind of give him that B plus, A minus. But if he was and he had his 2021 stats through all these years, he would definitely be an A plus. The guy's phenomenal. I think us picking him up was fantastic. So we definitely needed that, and he's an animal for sure, for sure, for sure. Our second pick was Eric Ezukanma. Please tell me if I'm saying that wrong, but I think that's how you put it. Ezukanma. He was round four, pick number 125 from Pittsburgh. Um, he was kind of the same thing, um, but he started coming into his own a lot sooner than Tyndall did. He played 4 years, 18, 19, 20, 21. And his first year, 2018, he only played 2 games, so his stats are very, very low. But even in those 2 games, he still scored 1 touchdown. Okay. 2019, 20, and 21, he played 11, 10, and 11. So he's pretty consistent on the amount of games that he plays throughout the year, whether it be injury or whether it be taking him out for whatever reason or whatever it may be. But he's pretty consistent on how many games that he plays. He's consistent on his receptions and his yards that he puts up. So 19, 20, 21, his receptions were 42, 46, 48. And it just kind of two more throughout the year, 2 or 4 more receptions every other, as the years went on. And his yards, you can tell, are very much the same also. 664, 748, 705. Touchdowns, 4, 6, and 4. Um, the thing with him is is he's very Debo like. A lot of people were um, talking about him as or a lot of people kept talking, hey, we need another Debo, or Debo's coming to Miami, or this and that. And I don't think that we need a Debo. We already have a Debo when it comes to everybody else and everybody's performance all put together. Um, we want a jet sweep. We got Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle to be able to sweep, and we got a fast guy or this and that. Um, Between Waddle, Moser, and Hill, I think we have a Debo in that right there. Now, when it comes to a single player, he's very Debo like. Um, he's done a lot of Debo plays. So in other words, what's up? What's up, Fins fan panel? What's going on, Papa? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So when it comes to uh, Azukanma, he's very Debo like. He's done a lot of rushing and he's done a lot of wide receivers. That's pretty much what Debo is. Debo was that rush and receiver combo, phenomenal guy, and he was good at both of them. Now, this guy is the same way. He's good at both of them. He runs strong. He's fast-ish. I mean, he's not lightning, but he's definitely in the faster range. Um, but even at rushing, he had 10 attempts for 138 yards and 13.8 yards a carry average. That is phenomenal. At 13 yards a carry, that is phenomenal. You can't tell me otherwise. This is just last year that I'm saying this. Um, and for touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, he had 15 total touchdowns, either caught in the end zone or caught and ran to the end zone or whatever it is. 15 total, um, which is eh, not so great, so I don't give this pick a very high grade because of that. Um, Having only 15 touchdowns or anything like that. Maybe the team that he played for, or whatever it may be. Maybe there was other star receivers on there besides him. So I kind of give him like a B minus. And I give him that B only because of what he can do for the Dolphins. You see what I'm saying? Not for the type of player that he is or what he does, but what he could deliver for us. Um, Next was our third pick, which was round 7, pick number 224, which was from Houston via New England and Baltimore trade. Um, so, in all of these draft picks, none of these draft picks were ever ours. This is all from other teams, from trades, or whatever the case may be, but these were never our draft picks. Um, so this, let's talk about him first. Cameron Good or Goody. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong or right how I'm pronouncing it, but I want to say Goody. Um, he's a linebacker at the University of California, Berkeley to be exact. Um, he is like okay. He played 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Um, he also didn't come into his own till late in his career. 2020 and 2021 is where he really started lighting things up. Any years before that, if you go look at his um, totals or anything like that, it wasn't all that great. I'm sorry, 19 to 21. His 17 and 18 year wasn't all that great. In 18, he only played one game. In 19, he played 9 games, and he did a-okay. He had 20 solo tackles, 26 assisted tackles, um, and 5.5 tackles for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. Um, that's okay if you ask me, especially for a middle linebacker. Um, I would have liked to see him more. Um, I like to see more highlights of him doing more area coverage. But again, he's an outside linebacker. He's not that middle linebacker. That middle linebacker is Tyndall. That's the guy. He's the guy to beat. I think we did phenomenal with that pick. But this guy's more like an outside linebacker. He's more like a Jerome Baker type. Um, Better at blitzing, bigger guy, this, that, and third. Um, but in 2021, he did okay. He played 11 games. He had 29 solo tackles, 16 tackles with assists, eight, 8.5 tackles for a loss, and 6.5 sacks. Um, so he did very, very well in 2021 compared to his previous years. Um, so I give him more of like a C plus for this. I don't think that he's something that we really needed, perhaps, but we definitely needed that depth in there, and I think he's a good depth piece. Somebody to give Baker a rest for a couple downs or this and that. So definitely good if you ask me. And last but not least, our last pick, which is what is big to talk about and what I'm in the fence here for. This round 7, pick number 247 from Tennessee. Skylar Thompson, QB out of Kansas State. Let me tell you, and let me be the first to tell you that this guy is gonna give Tua a run for his money. Okay. Yes, I said it. You all know that I'm a that I'm a Tua stan or Tua believer or whatever, and it's not really what I am. I just like to, give the kid a chance. I've always said it from the beginning. You can go back on all my videos that he's a year three guy. Whether he wants to come in and explode and do whatever, that's up to them. But I've always said that Tua's a year three guy, and this is the year for him. Now, if Tua doesn't work out, I see Skylar Thompson as a freaking phenomenal pick for Miami. Um, I give Miami A+ for this pick. He's got a huge arm. I wrote down a whole. I wrote down a whole bunch of stats for him and a whole bunch of little notes regarding him because let me pull this up. I'm sorry, I can't multitask. I'm a man. Because I was just in shock with how well he plays quarterback. Um, when it comes to my little notes, accuracy drops when he's pressured. That's a downfall of him. Um, I guess when he has a lot of pressure in his face or whatever the case may be, his accuracy drops dramatically. You're talking about just a quick pass to um, your wide receiver in the flat right there, whatever it may be. You got a defender coming at this and that, and he's just passing it off. Not very good. I mean, you're talking about a pass that's 10 yards away from you, 5 yards away from you, or whatever, to your left or to your right, not even in front of you so much, and he's kind of missing those throws. Um, so his accuracy drops. Now, great deep balls. The guy can let it rip down the field. This guy, Skylar Thompson, is phenomenal when it comes to deep balls. He has a hell of an arm. His arm strength is phenomenal. He bullets those balls. Um, and the great thing about him, he knows how to run. If you're putting up, these little QB sneak plays or this and that, or he has to flush out of the pocket, I mean, the guy is great when it comes to running. I mean, phenomenal. He's got that like twitch that we call it, where he can kind of juke you out of your pants a little bit and this and that. I mean, the guy can run, and I say he's a lot better runner than Tua is. Um, his pocket presence is okay. He doesn't have great pocket presence, but that could also be because he was playing behind a good O line. At least in the highlights that I was seeing, his O line was holding out for him um, for quite. He was given some good time. Minimum 3 seconds at least for sure. Um, so he didn't have to worry all too much. But like I said, when he has that pressure in his face, his accuracy goes down, which is normal, I guess. But his pocket presence isn't all that great, and I want to say maybe that's because he had that good O line uh, in front of him. Now, another good thing about Thompson is he can extend plays very, very well. You're talking about running out of the pocket, just running out to the side, stopping, and even coming back the other way just to extend that play even a little bit more. Um, he these beautiful shovel passes that he does is to die for. These beautiful shovel passes to where he's tricking the camera guy is filming the game. That's how nasty they are. Um, and my last note, I'll show you here. Here it is right here. Could possibly be the QB of the future if Tua shits the bed. And I agree with that 100%. His flaws are definitely something that can be taught, something that he can learn while playing the game and things like that. Um, I think he has a bigger arm than Tua does. I really do. I think that this was a great pick from McDaniel picking up this QB because if Tua shits the bed, at least we have somebody that we can work with. Definitely. Um, if not, he's a great backup. Let me tell you, he's a great number two. But I really believe that he can be definitely a QB1. So if Tua shits the bed this year, I see us going with this Thompson guy, this Thompson kid. He's very, 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 very well rounded around everything. He played in a pro style offense, so that's a plus. And in the highlights that I seen from him, he definitely knows how to read. He goes through all his progressions, first, second, third, this, that, does it quickly. Um, he's not so good at looking off safeties like Tua is. I mean, Tua look off a safety to the very last moment and then bang. So he doesn't have that from Tua, and like I said, his pocket presence isn't that great compared to Tua. But other than that, he's got a bigger arm. He's got more arm strength than Tua. I mean, he let these. You can see this kid letting these balls rip 60 yards easy, and dimes, just dropping dimes. Now, I didn't look at just his highlights. I went back and I looked at a full game, let's say. So I seen his bad throws, his okay throws, and this and that. And when it comes to a percentage of what his bad throws are to his good throws, there's a big difference. You're talking about every QB throws something bad. Excuse me, something bad every once in a while. You got a QB that'll throw something down to the flat and miss or whatever, which is kind of what he does. I think with him, it's more of he needs to get that pocket presence down to a T. Have that mental clock of 1, 2, 3, get rid of it. Um, but however, he's great at escaping the pocket, and once he gets into that open field, the kid can run. The kid can juke. He's got that twitch. Like I said, he can juke. He can run. This was a phenomenal pick. I think that out of all the picks that Miami did, I think this one is the diamond in the rough. The one that Brady, seventh round, nobody knows about him. He's gonna come up and shoot and surprise everybody. Um, I think that he will surpass uh, what's his name, Bridgewater. I think that he'll surpass Bridgewater as far as QB number two for sure, and I think that he can learn a lot from Bridgewater. Um, but that is what scares me with this kid, Skylar Thompson. I think that he can really take Tua's job. But that's only if Tua shits the bed this year and he doesn't prove that he is who he is. However, you guys all know that I think that uh, he's definitely a year three QB. So he's definitely gonna come out and excuse me and let it rip. I think this year. I think this year three for Tua, this is the year for the Dolphins. I think that even though the other teams in the AFC have definitely upped their game, the AFC is definitely not. You definitely don't want to be playing in the AFC this year. All the teams have gotten uh, levels and levels better. Um, when it comes to players or all around or this and that, the AFC has definitely gotten better. And when I say that, I mean AFC East, North, South, you know, everybody, not just the AFC East. Um, I see the Dolphins with the players that we picked up. If Tua comes out and balls like he's supposed to, I definitely see us going for um, the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever. Us going to the finals before the Super Bowl, And if we do, I think this is a successful year for us. Um, but let's talk about a bunch of other things. Let's talk about all the things that happened this off season with uh, the lawsuit with Ross. Let's talk about um, the things that are happening now with Tua and this golf thing and all this bullshit that everybody's talking about. You see how things just don't ever change. If there's not something for them to talk about, people make up these things that are going on, and I just think it's a bunch of bullshit. It really is. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Leave the fucking kid alone. Let him play. If he feels like fucking going out and shooting a round of golf before a game, let him do it. Everybody prepares differently. Everybody prepares differently. Who was it? I think it was John Jones or something like that. Before he got in the ring to fight, he would go out and play basketball. Go figure. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has clears their mind a certain way, whether it be golf, basketball, uh, just sitting there in music, sitting in a dark room and listening to music or whatever it may be, playing with your kids, whoever, whatever it is. Who cares? Let him do it. That's the way that he prepares for a game. Period. Now, these facts have come out saying that um, he was playing golf before a game, but it wasn't a game that he was playing in. Um, it was for the Ravens game or something like that. It was a night game. He went in the morning and played golf. So if you go in the morning, I've played golf. You go and you play your 18 holes or whatever. Okay, it usually takes about 2 to 3 hours to get through your 18 holes, depending on how good you are. I want to say if Two is a golfer and he goes out and he likes to play golf, he's not that bad. Um, I'm definitely probably not as good not as good as him, but I definitely went and play golf, and I get through 18 holes in about the 3 hours or so. Let's say top 3 hours. If he goes in the morning, you usually go in the morning because if you don't go early in the morning, you get that sun heat, especially down here in Miami or down here in Florida in general. If you don't go and get there, around 7:30, 8 o'clock. If you get there around 10 or 11 and you got that heat burning on you, I mean, it sucks ass. So let's say he goes around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's out of there by 11. And if the game starts at 7 o'clock at night, he has plenty of time to go over whatever he has to go over, whatever game plan, whatever players he has to talk to, whatever the case may be. And he wasn't even playing that game. So all this speculation about him playing golf and all this fucking bullshit, this shit can just, I mean, throw that shit in the fucking trash. Like let's be real here. Let's be fucking real. Throw that shit in the fucking trash. Nobody gives a shit about you playing golf in the fucking morning. Go play golf. Um, you know, everybody has their own way of doing things. And if people want to compare him to Brady, he ain't fucking Brady. His name is Tua, not Brady. You see what I'm saying? Like, stop comparing him to a QB that's been in this league fucking 50 something years. He's won a Super Bowl 10 million times. Like, come on, bro. Stop comparing him to people like that. Shit is definitely different. He's not the same quarterback, and he doesn't um, prepare the same like everybody else does. So give him a break. Um, what else was going on this off season? What bullshit was going on? Oh, this whole that Brady was gonna come and be the quarterback for the Dolphins. Let me tell you something, okay? Brady was never coming to quarterback for the Dolphins. Brady and a couple of his associates, okay? Brady had a couple of associates, two guys. I don't know who their names are, and I don't know who they are. But it was Brady and two other guys. They were going to buy the Miami Dolphins off of Stephen Ross. That's what it was. It had nothing to do with Brady coming in and playing quarterback for us. Brady was playing quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We all know it. We all seen it. We all seen it on the media when he came out of retirement and said he was going to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was never going to play for the Dolphins. Okay? What it was he was trying to purchase the Dolphins. Um, Whatever happened with that communication with him and Stephen Ross or the other investors or whatever his colleagues were, whatever happened, I don't know if it all went down the drain, if they're waiting till after this year, if they're waiting for another 3 years or whatever the case may be. Um, that's what that was about. It had nothing to do with him coming and playing football for the Miami Dolphins. If Brady was to ever come and play football for the Miami Dolphins, I think we would lose half of the fan base. The other half would be excited and like, oh yeah, they'd be all on Brady's dick, like everybody is now. Some of the other half of that fan base would be like, oh shit, now we got Brady. We talked so much shit about him. Now he's here with us, and now we got to cheer him on. And then the other 50% of the fan base is just like, oh, we're done with the fucking Dolphins. They're just a disgrace, this and that, whatever. Think this, that, and third. I mean, let's be honest here. Um, I'm gonna put the link up. Anyways, I want to kind of get into talking about it and what we're gonna do here. Let me post this. There's the link. If you want to come on so we can have a conversation, kind of like the old times. I want to hear from you guys. I miss you guys. Come on, hit the link, and let's talk about all this shit that's going on, all these rumors, all this bullshit. You know how it is here. We keep it real. I like to talk like we were at a bar and we're shooting the shit with our homeboys or a fan or another fan that you've seen or this and that. You know, this is how football should be talked about. It's just like this. If you need to curse about whatever, I don't care. It is what it is. Obviously, you're not going to say a curse word every 3 seconds as you're talking, but I mean, if it comes out for whatever reason, it is what it is. Um, but back to our drafts and what we did with the draft. I think that well, you know what? Let's go over the stats with Skyler because I gave you my thoughts on how good of a quarterback he is and what I think he is or what he'll do for the Dolphins. But let's go over some of his stats here. He played 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So he played 5 years at uh, at Kansas State. Um, and I don't know about 20. I don't know if he got hurt in that year or whatever the case may have been because he only played 3 games that year. But he played 17, 18, 19, and 21. He played all mostly 10 games or plus. Um, and his passer rating on average, all those years all combined, even per year, nothing was under 120 passer rating. I mean, that's how good this kid is. The kid is awesome. When he's played more than uh, 10 games, he's had more than 2,000 yards. That sounds pretty damn good to me. That sounds freaking awesome to me. When it comes to touchdowns, let's see here 13 games, 12 touchdowns, 11 games, 9 touchdowns. Uh, even in 2020, when he only played 3 games, he still scored 4 touchdowns. That's pretty fucking good if you ask me. Now, his last year is what everybody wants to talk about because that's the most recent. You are as good as your last game, right? So he played 10 games in 2021. Um, he attempted 162 passes for a completion percentage of 69.5. He had 2,103 yards, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for a passer rating of 158.9. That is great, if you ask me. Those are great stats. Only being that he played 10 games and he had 2,100 yards. If he would have played full 16 games like there is in the NFL now, is it 16 or 17, whatever it may be, he's definitely hitting that 3,000 yard mark, which is a lot better than what Tua's doing right now. Now, this is where he shines mostly. Um, is his rushing. Besides his fantastic arm and throwing the ball downfield 60 yards, however many times he feels like it, is his rushing. When he's either ran out of the pocket or just doing these QB sneaks or doesn't see anything happening and gets whatever he can, his rushing is phenomenal. Rushing attempts. This is going to be from 70 to 21. I'm not going to say the year for everyone. It's just going to be in order. 69, 105, 144, 19, and 48. His last 2 years playing at Kansas State, I want to say he kind of started to not rush as much, but get more into the passing game, which is where we see those that big arm and how bad he can throw or how good he can throw. Um, he rushed for 267, then 373, 405, 38, 4. Um, Average on all his rushing is about 3.9 yards every time he runs that ball. So um, mostly because he either runs out and he'll get tackled pretty soon or something like that. But the reason they're at 3.9 is because when he does get out of that pocket, you're talking about this kid runs plus 20 yards every time. I mean the kid is great and he's fast. Oh, and another thing, you remember when Tua trucked that guy I don't remember what game that was. I don't know if that was against Arizona. I'm pretty sure it was against Arizona, where Tua was running that ball and he trucked that motherfucker. But he hit him hard. Um, this guy does it too. I mean, if that end zone is right there and you got three linebackers sitting right there waiting for him, he's gonna truck him. He's gonna truck him. He doesn't slide, or he does, but you know what I mean. If he needs to get there, he will get it, and he will try his damn hardest to get it. He's definitely not scared to get contact or to hit contact or anything like that. I mean, the kid is what he is. As far as rushing touchdowns, 3, 5, 11, 3, 4. So the year that he ran the most, which is also the year that he had the most yards, the most completions, the most games he played, everything, which was 2019. That was his best year yet. Um, he had, you see here, he had 4 rushing touchdowns, and even at plus those 4 rushing touchdowns, he had 12 touchdowns that he threw and 5 interceptions. So his touchdown to interception ratio is great. Touchdown to interception ratio is great. Um, I can't say that he's bad at anything. Um, like I said, I think he needs a little more help with his pocket presence. I think that it had to do more with he had a very good O line, so he didn't have to worry about it so much. But I think he needs to work a little bit on his pocket presence, and when he's pressured, his accuracy drops tremendously. Um, but other than that, I mean, the guy throws dimes. So I see him as a very, very, very big competition for Tua. Um, and he could be our QB of the future if Tua doesn't hit it this year. Like I said, through all the years, Tua's a year 3 guy, and this is the year for him. Regardless of all the bullshit that everybody talks and all the crap that everybody's saying and the rumors and this and that. I don't care if he plays 10 rounds of golf in the morning before he comes in and for a game. If that's what he does and that's how he um, clears his mind or whatever before a game, then so be it. You got to think with all the stress that he was going on with always hearing something about, even though in the press conferences he would say, nah, I don't pay attention to that or this and that or whatever. In the back of the mind, it bothers him. It would bother anybody. They're constantly talking about trading him. Let's get Deshaun Watson. That he sucks or this and that or whatever. That bothers somebody. So if playing golf to him was how he clears his mind, then so be it. Let him play golf. I don't care. I don't care what he does. As long as when he gets on the field, he can ball and he plays ball. I don't care what he does, and that's facts. And that should be how anybody believes. I don't care what he does. Then again, unless this whole Deshaun Watson bullshit with him and strippers or whatever the hell was going on with Deshaun Watson with all these secret massages um, and all that. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. But as far as uh, Scott Thompson goes, I think he does great. I think he can definitely be our QB of the future. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'm glad I was able to come back and give you guys some stats. You know me, I'm a stat man. Um, so I'm very happy that I was able to get a video out for you guys. This will be a regular thing again. Like I said, I'm sorry that I've been away for a while and all that, but this definitely will be a regular thing. So you guys can stay tuned. Definitely keep your subscriptions up because you are going to be getting videos. Maybe not an everyday thing. I'm thinking I'm going to do about 3 a week, um, every other day, and then week on, every other week will be four videos that week. It's just the way it lands if you do every other day. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely keep your subscription open. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button because you're definitely gonna get some content here and the conversations that we used to have before. Um, so love you guys. Peace and blessings. I'm glad I was able to get back. I miss talking to you guys. Cap, love you, brother. Fins fan panel, love you guys. Hit me up. I'll hit you up shortly, and we'll talk a little bit, in the back. But love y'all. Stay tuned. And this your boy Chachi with Miami Football Talk Network. Y'all be safe.